Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, it's officially afternoon. So, like the title says, how can you expect a 17 or 18-year-old to pick a career? And here's the truth. We don't expect 17 or 18-year-olds to pick a career per se. Some do. But what we're really interested in doing is helping them find a career path, a way to get to where they want to go. You know, I've worked with students recently. I had a young girl in here who was talking about her desire to potentially go into the medical field. She's thinking surgeon. That to her is like the ultimate dream, where she really wants to be. But as we're talking about these careers, I mentioned anesthesiologist. And she said, I don't want to be someone's assistant. Yeah, she's thinking that anesthesiologists are like the assistant to the doctor, because the only time she's ever seen an anesthesiologist in any way, shape, or form has been on TV or in movies. And they're the background character. The doctor's the main character, the anesthesiologist is in the background, and it appears that the doctor is the one who is most in charge in the operating room. And so we really talked about the anesthesiologist role, and that they're the ones that get to say go or no go in that operating room. And she was surprised by that. And so, yeah, how would we expect kids to pick a career when they don't even know what those careers really are? You know, when we think about the fact that for most kids, high school is 4 subjects and a couple of electives scattered in there. So they're taking math, English, science, and history with no exposure to how those are applicable to the real world, to wage earning jobs. And they hear different things along the way. The things we all hear. You know, if you're good in math, be an engineer. If you're good in English, maybe you either want to teach or you should become a lawyer. But they don't really tell those kids what those jobs do. Other than in English, you're going to read a lot of prior cases. In math, you're going to use math in engineering, but not how. Not what do you do every day in those careers. And that's why we do the career exploration we do. You know, you wouldn't expect your child to buy a house without ever having toured a house, without ever having had an inspection, without understanding how mortgages work. I mean, you'd expect them to find that information out, to come to you and discuss that with you and talk about interest rates and payments and PMI insurance and so forth. And yet, most parents are ready to give their kid carte blanche, like, hey, yeah, you want to spend $100 grand, $200 grand on a college, go ahead, pick your school. Without them knowing the student loan ramifications, how will that affect their budget down the road? What are they likely to earn in the career they're going for? If they're undecided, are they likely to earn enough to pay back any student loans they take to make that dream a reality? You know, I think understanding what the career options are and the interest that they have in those fields makes so much more sense than acting as though, they can't possibly make that decision. They're 17 or 18. You're letting them make a $100,000 decision picking their college. I think they can make the decision to eliminate a lot of areas, to say, you know what, I know for sure I don't want to do this because I know enough about it to make that decision. I think that it's only fair to them to help them understand what those options are, what the differences in majors are from one school to another. You can be a business major at one school and have to take a couple years of calc. You can be a business major at another school and never see calc. Where does your child want to be? Is calc really going to impact their job opportunities as a business major? Probably not. Especially if they're in a more creative business major like a marketing or advertising. So if you think that it would benefit your child to get some of this information so that they can better understand what their opportunities are before they decide where they want to spend $100,000 or more, I think it's a great idea to have them do career exploration. And career exploration is more than them just looking up careers online or taking a personality test that tells them some strange occupation that they know for sure they wouldn't want to do. It really involves someone walking them through. Because again, students only know what it is in their lens, their perspective, like an anesthesiologist's background, when in fact they're not. So they need someone to help guide them, someone to talk through this, someone to dispel the myths they have about those careers, because often they are myths, often they are misunderstandings, based on just television shows, movies, what they've heard from someone else, and so forth. So helping them better understand so they can make a decision based on knowledge is super important, not based on what they think or hearsay. So I hope that's helpful. We're going to be talking more about majors. It's an area where a lot of people have expressed more interest. We did a workshop a couple of weeks ago. We had 13, 15 people on there. It was great, but we had a lot of other people express interest to really dive deeper with us. So we'll probably be doing that again. So pay attention to the Facebook page. We'll be putting that information on here. But I hope that makes sense to you, that we're not looking for kids to pick a career, but we're looking for them to pick a career field, an area where a specific major can maybe take them to 2 or 3 careers, and they know they would be happy with any of those careers, that they appeal to them, and that they know that they've eliminated things. So once they get to college, they don't decide to try those things to see if they work. Hope that was helpful. Talk to you soon.